We took a bus to Pamukkale, which means cotton castle in Turkish, for reasons that will soon become apparent. Our first night was spent in a hotel that is simple but adequate, but the main attraction of this hotel is that it is less than a 5-minute walk from one of the main entrances to the park. It was late afternoon by the time we arrived, but we set off to explore the natural park that is just on the outside of the entrance and has this lovely pond with very loud, insistent geese, and found something to eat. The park was beautifully lit up by the time we finished our meal and headed back to get a good night's sleep. We awoke early and arrived before the gates even opened in an attempt to hit the beautiful morning light and avoid the crowds. We were treated to seeing the hot air balloons rising high above the beautiful white travertine before we were able to enter the park. The western entrance requires you to walk up the travertines to get into the park, and no shoes can be worn to protect the travertine. We enjoyed the beautiful scenery and took advantage of the fact that we were pretty much the only ones in that part of the park. It wasn't long before we saw the line of people snaking up the mountain, and soon enough there were people all over trying to capture that perfect, beautiful image. The travertine pools you see here are man-made, and you are allowed to walk in them. Some of the other pools that you will see are either empty or you're not allowed to walk in them in an effort to conserve and preserve them. We walked over to explore this set of ruins, and behind them we were surprised to find another set of natural pools. These pools you're not allowed to enter, and you can see the active conservation process going on by those two gentlemen as they direct the flow of water to make sure that the pools are maintained. These actually ended up being some of our favorite pools in the entire park. Cleopatra's antique pools are behind me. I don't know why the giant rooster, but unfortunately the pools are closed for renovation right now, so we can't go in there. It's an extra charge to get in when they are open, and it looks pretty awesome. You can enjoy the hot thermal spring water, which reportedly Cleopatra also enjoyed. So if you're here and it's open, it looks pretty amazing. Hierapolis are the extensive Roman ruins in the park, mainly thriving in the 2nd and 3rd century AD.
So here's where the worshippers would come, and they would sacrifice bulls, and you can kind of see the CO bubbling up. Carbon monoxide would bubble up, and when this place was covered, you couldn't go down in there without suffocating, and that's how they would sacrifice the bulls.
The theater is quite stunning and is one of the most well-preserved in all of Turkey. At its peak, it could hold 10,000 spectators. We're standing in this really cool octagonal structure at the top of the hill where reportedly Saint Philip the Apostle was martyred. We're here in Hierapolis in Pamukkale, and we've been exploring the ruins here.
Yeah, it's a great place up here on the plateau. We got here early enough that there's hardly anybody around, and we got to spend some time all by ourselves in a lot of locations, right?
We've had pretty much everything all to ourselves, which has been really cool. It's a very large complex. We're not even going to explore a portion of it because it's just there's so much and it's so spread out.
And again, it's this continuing theme all through this country and a lot of places in Europe is that you can go and walk through the ruins, and very few places have signs where they say don't go, or they don't let you go, and so you can really get in and experience the ancient ruins. It's really, really cool for me.
Next, we headed to the museum, which is included with the entrance price. It's not large, but has several small indoor sections as well as some outdoor exhibits. As we made our way back to the travertines to head down, it appeared the tour buses had arrived and the crowds were in full swing. Despite its somewhat off the beaten path location, Pamukkale is actually one of the top tourist attractions in all of Turkey. And you can see why. We just finished up exploring at Hierapolis at Pamukkale, and it was pretty amazing.
It was a great experience, yeah.
We kind of went in with low expectations because we had heard that not all the pools are filled anymore, and that is true. They're doing some conservation and renovation, so not all of the pools are filled, but there were plenty that were, and to have a really great experience and some great views. It was beautiful.
Really beautiful, yeah.
The water is warm in places, so that felt good. You can't wear your shoes at all on the travertine, so that didn't feel so good at all the time.
Sometimes smooth, sometimes rough.
Yeah, but overall really worth it. The price is a little bit steep, as we've sort of found with everything in Turkey because of the inflation. Prices of everything are pretty high. As little as a year or maybe two ago, it would cost about $10 US to get in here, and now it's about $36 per person to enter. So a little bit steep, but in my mind it was totally worth it. This was a very unique spot. We traveled by bus just about 15 minutes down the road to the Pam Thermal Hotel for our next 2 nights in town. The bathtub in this hotel even has a dedicated spigot just for the mineral waters. This place was definitely a splurge for us at about $140 per night, but it included unlimited access to the thermal waters and the mud bath, and it even included breakfast, lunch, and dinner for that price. The water's brown color comes from the peloid mud, which means that it's ancient mud that has cosmetic and healing properties. You have to wear these fun little hats to get into the thermal pools. And if you don't have one, they'll sell you one for just $1. You don't get to pick the color. So. How is it?
Nice and warm.
The temperature of the pools vary from warm to quite hot. There are also some indoor pools as well as a steam room and a sauna, and even a traditional Turkish hammam. The included buffets were extensive, and the food was good, if not great, as buffets often are. The hotel even provided a complimentary coffee hour in the afternoon and entertainment in the evening. We went to see the free belly dancing show that evening, which wasn't the most skilled performance that we've ever seen, but it was still a fun evening out.